So first of all, Artlantis RT² is a brand new software. It's not just a new version of Artlantis. We coded this version from scratch without keeping anything of Artlantis old versions. This is why we choose this name, Artlantis RT². And I will give you more detail about the RT² part of the name during the presentation. This new generation of Artlantis keeps Artlantis philosophy, which is simplicity, efficiency, and speed. Which are the basement of Artlantis. Of course, this new version is full compatible with all previous version. It means that you're gonna be able to bring your old Artlantis file in Artlantis RT². And Artlantis RT² is very easy to learn. For everybody, if you are familiar with Artlantis, of course, you won't be lost in the new UI. But for new clients, it's going to be very easy to learn it. You're going to see it in a few minutes. Before going further, I just want to keep you in to tell you that Artlantis is always take any 3D model in Artlantis and you're gonna dress with shaders, 3D object and lights to test your design in the lights. As I told you before, we totally coded Artlantis back from scratch. It means that everything is new, from the base to the UX and the UI. So the UI is the user interface. It means that we redeveloped everything for the UI, and the UX is the user experience has totally been changed. First of all, as you can see on the two screen captures, up to 78% of your screen is available for the project. You'll find almost no settings and no list. We want it to be very simple to use. And the last part is that you have a double UI. It means that you can use Artlantis RT² in dark mode or in light mode. So you're going to see during the presentation, some of the screen captures are taken in light mode and other are in dark mode. Let me just show you an example of the new UI. As you can see, your project occupies 78% of the screen, so you can focus on your project. So let's start with the way to import your project in Artlantis RT². Of course, we keep the plugins for the main modeler as Revit, SketchUp, ArchiCAD, or Vectorworks. You can import directly a project from SketchUp directly with the SketchUp file or 3ds file, but we advise you to use the plugins that we developed. Your file gonna be cleaner to be bring in Artlantis. Of course, all these plugins are totally free and are available on our website, www.artlantis.com. First, let me show you an example of import of a Revit model. So as you can see, it's the Revit sample project. I think it was the 2022, but I'm not totally sure. Yeah, it's the 2022. So I export this project from Revit. I import it directly in Artlantis RT², and I'm gonna take some text, find my viewpoint, of course. I have to choose it. Okay. So now that my viewpoint is created, I can select it. Okay. So now I'm creating a new camera. I'm giving a name to the camera, so point of view A, and I can lock it in order to keep the exact camera angle. As you can see now, I'm using some texture coming from the media store. I will explain it later and in more detail about the way to use the media store. I'm using some roof and alone for the ground, and I think we're going to be good. Okay. So now a second example with an ArchiCAD file. It's exactly the same way. So I export the project in ArchiCAD in Artlantis, and I bring it in Artlantis RT². As you can see, my project is on the unlimited ground, so I can move directly the project. I can select the height of the project. I can find my point of view, sorry, and I can lock I can lock the point of view. Of course, as for Revit, I can address my model using it, and that's it for now. So we're gonna speak about the viewpoints now. First of all these viewpoints are created from a single and unique Artlantis RT² file. You can create an unlimited number of cameras, and all the cameras are lockable, of course, as I showed you just before. We invited a new free camera that will help you to work on your Artlantis project. The new camera, named Free Camera, is very useful to put some object in 3D precisely in a place, or to place a texture directly in 3D. If you have any 3D cameras in your model, you can Artlantis will import them, of course. Before going further, we have to speak about the name. Why do we choose naming it Artlantis RT²? So why do we choose this name? It's very easy. It's in French, we choose RT for Révolution technologique. It means technical revolution in English, because we create this Artlantis RT² from scratch, as I told you before, by using a total new engine. To go on, we'll take a few minutes to speak about the market of rendering solution. There are two different kinds of product. On one hand, real-time solutions such as Enscape or Twinmotion offer very fast created images, but with not enough detail to be considered as photorealistic images. But the image created with this solution are fully acceptable by 80% of architect or interior designer. On the other hand, there are ray tracing solutions such as 3ds Max, Maxwell Render, or C4D. And this solution create very good images, but they have a lot of settings. The computer configuration must be very high. Most of them work only on PCs, and the time to render images is very long. For instance, while I was working as an architect, I used Maxwell Render in the agency in which I worked, and it took several days to create just one image. Till now, Artlantis has always been in the second team, and here's our revolution. Artlantis RT² is the first Artlantis ever to work on a real-time process. And by the way, one of the few working on Mac and on PC as well. So, what is real-time? These images are created directly from the GPU of your computer. Images are instantly created. You just need one click to create the document. And these 8 images, which are full HD images, have been created in 27 seconds. It will be changed the way you create images. I will show you directly a little presentation. So I open the render window. I'm just checking the settings, for instance, the way the path of the images, the name of each images, and other settings We'll speak about them later. Sorry. So now the render is launched, and I have 8 images to create, and as you can see, it will take less than 27 seconds. Sorry, it's hard to say for a French guy like me. So 20, I think it's 26 or something like that. Yeah, and now I got for 8 images. Artlantis RT² need less than 27 seconds. As you can see, it will change the way you create images. I have a little image to merge them all. And all these 8 images have been created from a unique Artlantis file. So now let's back to the name. Why do we choose Artlantis RT²? I always told you it's for real time. But we have another thing. We can create images using ray trace engine. So for the ray trace engine, Artlantis uses your CPU. It will need a limited rendering time. Your images will be more detailed than in real time, of course. But to create an image, full HD image, Artlantis need, for example, 2 minutes. The image on the left side has been created in 2 minutes. So just a quick view, a quick sneak peek, of the render, and it took like 22 minutes to create these images. Let's speak about ray tracing optimization. I create a little animation to compare the ray tracing time between Artlantis old version and Artlantis RT². Instead of a long explanation, I prefer to show you a simple example. It's the same project and the same point of view with the same settings. In Artlantis 2021, it took 3 minutes 40 seconds, so 220 seconds to calculate this scene. In Artlantis RT², it took only 40 seconds. So it's 5 times faster than our previous version. And to conclude about rendering, last comparison between ray tracing image and real-time image. As you can see, the ray trace image is more detailed, light are more softened, but it took like 2 minutes to create it. So now let's speak about panoramas. So far, I've just presented still image, but we can also create panoramas while launching images. You have to select panoramas, and it will create images, or in ray tracing, of course, or in real time. You have to choose the engine with which you create the panoramas. So when you create a panoramas, it will create an extended lattice cross format, and you will be able to navigate in this format using our brand new platform named iVisit. It's gonna be launched in the next days, but I can already show you now. So I have to get out of Keynote. I'll just open my there. So as you can see, it is the project I show you directly in Artlantis, and I created panoramas, and all these panoramas can be linked in iVisit, and of course you can share this link with your clients, and they are able to move in their project. So as they don't know how to read your plan and your technical documents, they can directly visit the project without knowing how to read your plan and your technical document. As you can see, it's very fast. It's just a link that you have to send them. And Ildiko will speak about iVisit during her presentation of the contract. So let's back to Keynote and up there. Before going further, I want to speak about the integrated media store. Now we have almost 6,000 medias available on the media stores. All the medias are certified. It means that we checked the size of the media, we checked the texture of the media, and they are validated by the providers of these medias. The media store is fully integrated in Artlantis RT². We're gonna see it in a few seconds. But what is very new in Artlantis RT² is that you can use the Artlantis Media Store in non-limited use. It means that you can download anything you want. You can download trees, furniture, 3D people, texture in a non-limited way. So how does it work? It's very easy. Of course, if you want to buy credit, you always can buy credit. I think we're gonna have some question about it later. So how it use? How does it use? Sorry, it's very easy. As you can see, we have a tab in Artlantis RT². I can navigate, browse in Artlantis Media Store, and for instance, I'm looking for tiles for the floor, and I select it, I dropped it in my scene, and that's it. And that's very efficient for you to use it. You don't have to first download the media and after find it in your library. You select it, you drop it in your scene, and that's it. Of course, we are hard working on the media store to provide you new medias, and we have a lot of new things coming in the months. I have to give you one more thing about Artlantis RT². So far, we've seen quite a few screenshots, some of which some of you may have noticed that I showed you all this image at the beginning of the presentation, saying that it comes from a unique file. And what does that mean? It means that you can create unlimited variation. It's gonna be very useful for you. There's no need to juggle between multiple files when presenting several solutions to your clients. Thanks to the visibilities option, a single file is all you need to manage the different variation files. We are the only render on the market to propose this tool, and we are very happy to provide it to you. So how does it work? It's very easy. You import all your different files in your Artlantis scene. It's totally agile. It means that we can use the different imports, we can use group and layers, and we can use 3D object. So for the scene I presented to you, I import two different propositions I want to propose to my client, and I choose which one I want to display. It means that I can create exactly the same point of view, the same point of views, and select if I want to display the A project or the B project. Of course, it could be useful for a way to dress your scene. You can select to display or not something in the scene. So let me just show you in a little vid. I imported two different ArchiCAD models. So the first, I create the variation. So I create a project A and a project B. I select what I want to display in the project A, and after, I just have to select what I want to display in the B project. And so, that's it. Now that it's set, I can create a point of view. So I move my camera, I'm gonna select an angle, okay. I create my camera, okay, with my field of view, sorry. Okay, I think we're good now. And now, name my camera, of course. I locked it. And now that it's locked, I can select if I want to display the A project or the B project. Of course, I can dress every project as I want. It means that in all the example I show you during the presentation, there is one proposition with a brick on the facade and the other which is in wood. So it's going to be very useful for you. And once this is created, I just have to change the time. And once it's created, I can move between the different variation of the project or the environment of the project, of course. So from this unique file, I create all this scene. As you can see, I propose something in wood with a thing that are different on the facade, and another version in brick. It's going to be very useful for you for your presentation and for your different projects. So Artlantis is under ongoing development. It means that we always develop something to provide you. As Ildiko explained it to you before, we have a lot of things that are coming. We are always in a continuously running beta test. It means that we have new features right now that are developed, and we're gonna provide you in a few weeks, maybe months. It depends on the which things we want to launch. So new updates, including new feature, will be regularly released. For instance, we launched Artlantis RT² on the French market on the 4th of July, and we already launched a new version in the middle of August to add a new species, new features. Of course, on the worldwide market, you will have directly the same version as the French version. E-learning manual and iVisit sharing platform are on the way. As I told you before for iVisit, Ildiko will explain you what is the e-learning. Existing clients will be able to use the Artlantis version simultaneously, sorry, it's hard to say in French, at the same time as Artlantis RT². Of course, if the Artlantis 2021, for instance, project change, it will be updated in Artlantis RT². So let's back to Ildiko, who's gonna speak about the licenses and the contract. Back to you, Ildiko.
Now let's speak a little bit about sales, because a brand new Artlantis RT brings along a new sales concept. First, we will speak a little bit about the protection of Artlantis RT, which is also done through a serial number. However, this serial number allows us a full floating license because it is linked now to Studio Base 2 ID. It means that you need to register your serial number first, and then on, all you have to do when you launch Artlantis RT to log in to your Studio Base 2 ID, and through the internet, Artlantis will recognize the serial number and allow you to start your work. When you close Artlantis RT, when you finish your work, then this link is dropped and the activation is released. You can invite two collaborators, two colleagues to your Artlantis RT license, meaning that whenever the license is free, any of them can roll in, log in his personal Studio Base 2 ID, and start working with Artlantis. It is allowed, of course, to launch Artlantis once per time, so you cannot launch multiple copies. However, this possibility enhances the collaboration among colleagues. And this is license which do not have a rental or cloud solution, so you have to download and install on your computer. The second point as a new sales concept is the Plus offer, which is completely new. So let us review what does it contain. It contains a perpetual license of Artlantis RT and services grouped in the Silver service contract. Being completely new, let us review what does this service contract include. First of all, it includes updates, small updates, which will come here and then, enhancing Artlantis RT with new features, new tools, new novelties, new possibilities, and of course fixes. These updates are not planned on a regular basis, and the Studio Base 2 won't launch important upgrades time to time. The enhancement of the version of Artlantis RT will happen through these smaller releases, which will be launched at the short time frames, which means that even the name of Artlantis RT doesn't contain version number, and this is the reason why. The next big service around in the service contract of 12 months is the technical support. You already know. So through the ticketing, the technical platform, you are welcome to add new tickets, to create new tickets about the problems you meet, and our specialist will help you and take contact with you through email. E-learning tool, this is the next point, unlimited access to our e-learning tool platform, which will be available soon. A very important point in this service contract is the media store, this unlimited access to about 6,000 media included in the store, which are very easy to use, easy to access, to apply with a simple drag and drop. The library is regularly extended. This is a very important information to you. Extended with average objects and textures, and of course we continue to extend with objects belonging to real producers as well. And finally, a very important service through the internet offered by Artlantis RT for all those rolling up to the service contract is the sharing platform called iVisit. Here you can upload unlimited number of projects, create unlimited number of visits, and make unlimited number of shares. You have at your disposal 10 gigabytes of storage. This will also be available very, very soon, so fingers crossed. Thank you.
Sorry, with the mic unmute, it's going to be easier. So thank you, Ildiko. Back to Leona, who's going to present the price of Artlantis RT².
So Today is a big day for us as we kick off the international release of Artlantis RT and saying goodbye to the old Artlantis versions. It's time for a fresh start. First of all, let me tell you the details for the price. With Artlantis RT, we are introducing the Plus offer, a lifetime license with a 12-month service contract. It's at a cost of €720 before tax. This presents a little adjustment from the previous €650 of Artlantis 2021 and reflects the value and the advanced features we've just introduced to you. Artlantis RT actually brings flexibility. Clients can choose to use it independently or get a preferential rate to use with previous Atlantis versions. For those who acquired the Atlantis 2021 in the year of 2023, the cost is €190 before tax. For early adopters before 2023, the price stands at €330. For Atlantis 2020 and the earlier version users can enjoy Atlantis RT for €430. To get the preferential rate, please provide the serial numbers when placing the order. For renewing the service contract, the fee is €250. Additionally, we offer 100 media credits at €100. Since for Artlantis RT users, they will have unlimited access to the media store, this media credits deal is only for users of older versions who haven't purchased Artlantis RT yet. Now, let me tell you about our brand new Artlantis RT website. How to make a purchase of this amazing software? Just head to our new shiny website at atlantis.com. Once you are there, click on the buy page and you will find all the details about our price. To place your order, simply fill out the form and submit. A quotation will be sent right to your email. You can also find our trusted distributors in your area on the buy page to place an order. They will guide you through the process. And there's more. If you are looking for some Artlantis tutorial, we've got you covered. Check out our service tab and head over to the blog page. Since Artlantis RT is a fresh start from scratch, these articles and video guides will be your best tool in getting started. If you run into any technical questions after today's webinar, head to the Service tab again and click on Support. You can ask questions by creating a ticket. Our technical team will be ready to assist you. For anything related to sales, you can always reach out to us at sales@studiobase2.com. Oh, and there is a teaser for you. We will be launching trial versions and educational licenses soon. So stay tuned and enjoy the Artlantis RT journey. Thank you.